It started 2 months ago. Every night at exactly 3:33 a.m., someone knocked on my front door. At first, I thought it was just some prankster, maybe a neighbor's kid messing around. But then I realized something unsettling. The knock was always exactly the same. 3 slow, rhythmic knocks. No more, no less. And no matter how fast I got up to check, there was never anyone outside. One night, I decided to catch them in the act. I set up a motion-activated camera by my front door and waited. That night, the knock came again. 3 times, just like before. But when I checked the footage, there was no one there. The knocking continued for weeks. It didn't matter if I stayed up, if I had friends over, or if I spent the night somewhere else. The knock always came. Then one night I heard something new. A whisper. Faint. Almost like static. Right outside my door. "Let me in." I didn't move. My whole body froze. It wasn't a voice I recognized. It wasn't even fully human. It sounded wrong. That's when I noticed the peephole. I had never looked through it before. Something about it made me uneasy. But that night I forced myself to step forward. I took a deep breath, closed one eye, and looked through. There was a man standing on my porch, or at least something shaped like a man. He was tall, too tall. His skin was stretched tight over his bones, almost waxy under the dim porch light. His face, God, his face. It wasn't right. His mouth was too wide, his eyes too deep. And then he smiled. I stumbled backward, heart pounding. The knocking started again. Louder, more desperate. I ran to my bedroom, locked the door, and hid under the covers like a child. But the worst part? I could still hear him. Not just knocking, pacing, breathing, whispering my name. And then, silence. When I woke up the next morning, my front door was wide open. There were no footprints outside, no signs of forced entry, just the quiet, empty street. I tried to tell myself it was a nightmare, a hallucination, stress. But deep down, I knew the truth. That thing, whatever it was still out there, and it was waiting for me to open the door.